And hello, everyone. Welcome back to FPL in the Trenches, your FPL Frontline Prediction League recap show and preview show. And after a few weeks of recaps or previews, it's recap time. It's been a long week, and I'm leaving that in because that's more fun. It's a little more natural to see that kind of stuff where we're tired on a late week trenches. I'm your co-host Scott. Joining me is BeerMe. Here, I'm laughing at me already. BeerMe, how you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good, except for the fact that it's cold and it's still raining here. It's been raining for the past few days. It sucks. But other than that, I'm doing pretty good.
Yeah,
How about you?
Pretty good. Tired, like I said. It rained overnight, and I'm just thankful it wasn't snow because it's that time of year for us where that could have just happened.
Ooh, yeah.
But we haven't had any yet. Like, we've had snow well before Halloween before, and that's where we're at. It's October 29th. Friday night, we're recording and SmackDown's on. Yeah, it's a thing. But the results, it's Bound for Glory time. The results are here. We have to wait for those to come out first. We recorded our podcast last night. I'll promo that before we even promo our own. Top of the Card Pod. It's a wrestling podcast with BeerMe and I, along with GMSG, CT, and Red, basically the creative team of the FPL, plus BeerMe. We recorded last night for the past 2 weeks. That'll be out this weekend by the time you're watching this. Hopefully on the weekend you'll be seeing it. I plan to edit it at that point. But this right here, this is the FPL. This is Frontline League on Twitter. Frontline Prediction League. Like, favorite, and subscribe. All that YouTube stuff here on this channel. Go through the Discord. You can go in there. Right now, live, people are reacting to SmackDown. It's about 9:30 Eastern. So that's on our live event chat. You can see the results. You can see the insane, awesome character chat that's going on with modulated voice promos, with video promos, and long text promos. All of it is awesome. I'm so thrilled that we've got such a cool turnout with that, with some really creative stuff. Like, if you go listen to Mystery Mask's promo from last night with headphones on, it'll mess you up.
Oh, it ruled.
It's like all modulated around. It was so well done. I'm giving a shout out to him for that one. That was cool.
Yeah.
I really liked
Mystery
it.
Mask rules. Yep.
It's awesome. So seeing stuff like that, having these people do these things, and yeah, the phone promos, the video promos, everything. It's awesome. It's just really cool to see. I'm thrilled by it. I like that people like the stuff enough and their characters enough to go that extra mile and do this stuff. And then we try to feed off of that in the write-ups and the build. And it's awesome. And that's what Bound for Glory is. Especially since Bound for Glory is a house show. It's an Impact show, just like Ring of Honor, just like AEW. Those ones are house shows. Don't really matter in the scale of things as much as far as, excuse me, talking too much already. As far as main shows, like WWE and NXT. But right now it's weird because there's no takeovers for the foreseeable future. If you follow that stuff, there's really none planned. Ring of Honor is going on hiatus after Final Battle, but grand scheme of things, we only would miss one show, and that's the anniversary, and we've been able to miss one of those before back in the JRPL days. So we'll manage, we'll make do, we'll figure it out, but we don't like missing shows, especially anniversary. I'm heartbroken because that's an important one. That's a fun one for my character's history, so things happen, we evolve, we go from there. But with Bound for Glory, this one was a big one. This one we were both very interested in legitimately as a show to watch, and it was awesome. But this show was a crazy one for us because it was the first kind of house show kind of in a while. We had All Out like a month and a half ago, and now this. And for some reason, not for some reason, we know what we're doing with these, but the house shows are where we really go nuts with story. Right, like the hierarchy and the standings about who's ready to move up or move into challenge positions is really what the main shows are to see where people stack. But when you get to something like this, we can do some story, we can see some stuff, and then that'll feed into the rest. So, like, just because you beat the world champion on an Impact show doesn't mean you're going to get a title shot, but we can look at some story and work towards it. So, definitely some interesting stuff with that. Jeremy, what was your thoughts overall on our Bound for Glory?
I thought it was really good. A lot of things are kind of tying together for Survivor Series, which we'll get into. And then overall, just a really good turnout, really good show. And I really liked it. I really liked the write-ups a lot.
Excuse me. Took a drink of water there thinking I was able to do that while you were talking, and it got worse. It got very worse. It is dry throat. Whew, it's been a week. So Anyway, as we get ready for Bound for Glory, I take another sip of water here. Which, again, I'm keeping this all in. I don't like to edit these ones. This is just kind of here we go. Our Bound for Glory was Saturday, 10 p.m., weird time. But we had a main event of the Strays. Here I go again. All right. Forgive me. I might need to tag you in here briefly, Beer Me, to talk on this one first. Oh, man. It's just that tickle. It's a rough one. Because clearly I'm good, but then... Hardcore match. The Strays, Sheriff Dog and Michael Marsh versus Death Money Inc., The Arbiter, and not Kane O'Mac, but Ace High. I believe Kane doesn't do house shows, which I think might have been the problem there. So we had a substitution, hardcore match, and DMI got destroyed. It was 28 to negative 23. What were your thoughts on this one?
Man, that's a pretty insane score. That's pretty big. I like the match. I really like the ending when we find out what's going to happen between a few different teams. But it was hey, it's a big dominant win for the Strays. I know it's a house show, but they really needed a win after this, to get them back on track and get their momentum right, and they got it over arguably one of the top teams in the division. So shout out to them.
I didn't want to cough over you there. I'm sorry, man.
You're good. You're good.
There it is. Oh, that felt better. That was good. Forced it. And it's getting hot. It's warm in here. God dang it. This is a hell of a transition. We're starting off
great.
Strong. Oh, it's fantastic.
Could be a good show. Could be a good show.
God damn. Oh, it's right here. It's not like I'm pointing on camera. It's right. Oh. And I took a drink of water in the intro, and it's been bad ever since. Man. Mm-hmm. Anyway. I will be modulating this audio if I need to. If that's too loud, don't worry, guys. It won't be as loud as Bearme's hearing it. I definitely apologize to my co-host here. Sorry about that.
I just gotta leave it all in. It's great. It's so good.
But it won't be too loud. I hope.
That's true.
But we'll see. We'll see if it's funny. It's funny. We'll go with it. I'm trying to continue talking about non-important stuff so I can actually get away with it. Sounds like we're good. So okay. Damn it. Okay. Now we're keeping this all in. This is great. So Death Money Inc. Unfortunately, like I said, they didn't have the right team for it, but the Strays were able to, like you said, get momentum back, and that's the key thing that we like with the house shows. Because even though they don't work storyline wise as far as for true rankings, like when we look at who's next for contenders, we don't look at this match per se, but storyline wise, we absolutely do. Storyline wise, it's a case of like, oh, the Strays got that rebound. That's storytelling. Does it actually affect like if they won on Hell in a Cell? Or Crown Jewel? No. So it is that different in between of how that works. So, but like I said, main event, big win. Yeah, that's bragging rights. And we've seen promos. They're already bragging. Thumbs up. These two teams have been tag team contenders mostly. It's, like I said, ace high. But this match overall, I think, really benefited the Strays in that sense, in that positivity to keep them going strong. Definitely. So very happy to see that outcome. With that. It's a bummer with Kane O'Mac, but I'm pretty sure it's just a matter of impact shows. Fair enough. We have a non-title match. The world champion, your boy Bastion, beat Mystery Mask 31 to 16.
He keeps beating these people that I like.
So it wasn't as close as the CT match. I think that was, there it is. CJ Hawk and CT, 1 point. Yeah. But, What's your feeling on some of these? Like Bastion beating Mr. Mask. You like Mr. Mask, you love his promos. Yep. But he got the win like he should have, right? Like that's how Bastion kind of is right now. He shouldn't be losing these.
Yeah, he's on a roll. He's doing his thing.
And Hawk got a big win because he'd had some run-ins with guys like Escobar and had some losses in there. Beating CT, that's a bit of a statement. That's a definite statement.
Yeah.
And
big win for him.
It's a Money in the Bank versus a guy who just lost to the champion close as well. That's because if CJ Hawk was champion and he lost here, it would have been different. But, it's wrestling standings can be really interesting sometimes when you get the rankings involved and stuff like this. So we don't do power rankings. We talked about that a while back, but we kind of have a virtual version of it in our heads about where people are and will look at where these matches seed. Again, this doesn't really factor into that, but storyline-wise, oh, he beat CT. Well, can he beat this guy? Can he beat that guy? It does kind of seed in the ideas of where to go with it. Speaking of ideas, I beat Escobar. I beat all the guys in charge of factions, damn near. It's pretty close to it anyway. Bragging rights. Again, doesn't affect the standings, but that is my 4th win in a row. My longest streak here in the FPL, which is sad considering it's been since January.
Also, shout out to Sebastian Escobar on his promo before your guys' match.
Oh, that promo was so good.
It was a pretty good response to yours.
That promo was great. I even told him, I was like, let's go with it. Let's have fun. And that's the thing too. Look, you can work with each other on this stuff. You can have vicious promos in the character chat, but we're civil. We actually like each other. And so, it's the behind the curtain is like, this would be really cool, right? I'm going to lean into the second stuff, haha, and go with it. So it was really, really good, really awesome. And even the thing at the end, we were on such a same wavelength that after the match, when I got attacked, writing it, I was like, what does Escobar do? What he does is go, whatever, and leave. Now, that's what we wrote. He just kind of whatever. His own promo was like, you can have him. I'm done. It's like, he was on the same page with it. So, yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Right.
A lot of fun. We'll get into that stuff shortly when we go through the actual write-up. We'll get back to what BeerMe said about the main event. We'll come back to that. But first, we got another non-title match. Smooth Rock beat the GMSG by 2 points. The Canadian champion didn't retain, but he would have. He beat GMSG. Now, I've beaten Smooth Rock. So, damn it. It's like the math of it is I can't beat GMSG, but I can beat the guy that beats him. Damn it. I don't know.
We didn't have the best showing at this show.
No.
But
really
no. I mean, hell, I lost by 1 point tonight too, so.
Oh, we're getting there. We're getting there.
Yep.
Jason Blades beat Cam 8-3 hardcore match. We figured Jace pretty much has these not in the bag, but they're his to lose, and he definitely did.
Hey,
so good there.
He's on his campaign trail, and he is just going through everybody.
Yep. And on that same note about the hardcore stuff, non-title match, Alexander McKennedy defeated the Midnight Rider 36-28. And yes, McKennedy, the Frontline hosts did see your comment in character chat, even though it's a bit like different universe. This isn't like Scott in character, but it's different. But we did, and you have one other match, and it was definitive. And yes, we'll sing your praises more. At least I will, because we've always wanted to, but you've been no contesting. Now you're winning. Thumbs up.
Yeah, you get credit when you win.
Absolutely. But again,
for you there,
you get a no contest, you still keep the title. Like if I was a heel, I'd by hook or by crook, you didn't beat me. You still got the belt, so. That's what matters. Speaking of people beating, the Gaffer beat you, BeerMe, by a point, 32-31. Good scores, but he got you.
Yeah, shout out to the Gaffer, big win. Man, I hate losing by 1 point.
Yeah,
I don't like losing in general. Just a really competitive guy, but losing by 1 point, just kind of. You know the sad thing?
What?
I would have tied him. Because I was so close to picking Moose for that gauntlet, 10 minutes before I picked my picks, and I was like, I think I'm going to pick Moose.
Yep.
And then at last second, I was like, no, I'm just going to pick Morrissey.
Yeah.
It didn't go right.
People watching saw me scroll up because I was curious. You got 31 points, and the GMHG got 29 points. I got 33 points. So if I faced either of you, I would have won. But
yeah.
On Impact, I didn't face you.
Mm-mm.
And it didn't. Nope. Can't think about that. Can't let that stick in my craw forever and ever. Anyway, what?
I'm sure there'll be another time.
There will. Absolutely. Oh yeah. The best part now is we're both faces, so it's more of like a challenge match also. But what's fun though is actually the character stuff. GMSG and I have kind of gotten along, but our characters haven't really interacted yet in storyline. Since we had very bad falling out, in the fight pit last year. So I look forward to seeing that because I said, hey, you're on my team. Are you?
Yeah.
I mean, presume so, but we'll see. We'll see. That's fun character stuff. I got a promo to shoot, so that's going to be some good stuff coming up. Speaking of teams, though, Team Ralentando and Broken Nerd beat the Strays, Mark Harper and Supreme Rock, and it was pretty big, 53-48. Actually, I say it's pretty big.
Yeah.
Single scores are in the 30s, so those actually aren't that great, really, when you look at it. That's two 25s and two 24s. That would have lost to most. Well, I mean, not the hardcore match, but most of what we've seen here would have lost to that. Okay, Mystery Mask would have lost, but yeah. So, not to crap on it. I know that sounded horrible, but it's like suddenly
Right,
like, oh wait, those are team scores. Ooh.
You don't want Mystery Mask coming at you right now. He's got other things, but best sing his praises.
But I kind of do, because the promo would be awesome. Like I want a promo with that. I want Lee to do a promo. You said it earlier. You want Midnight Rider versus Mystery Mask. I want those promos. That'd be awesome. Yeah. But sometimes if it's too similar, it doesn't work. We'll see. But Team Real Nintendo, steamrolling Strays. Like let's call it what it is. They took him out. They beat him. That's the momentum that they need after some rough times. Because like Real Nintendo lost his title. Nerd lost challenging him for it. I know there's been some stuff since, but it is a bit of turnaround to see them actually overcome the Strays. And that team of the Strays actually has been on a pretty good run as well. Like, both teams are doing good. So it's very, very interesting to see how these guys work out. So, curious to see where that goes.
Because Real Nintendo is kind of reeling right now. And, I mean, Mystery Mask is looking to really kind of, not really, well, kind of end him in a way.
He is. He's looking to capitalize, for sure.
Yep. So I mean, this is a big. This is some momentum that he needed.
People watch me just take a drink of water and no incident. So I think we're on track. We're good. Okay, Bane the Bissa beat RGX. Let me say it again. Bane the Bissa beat RGX 29-25. That's big. That's huge for Bane. I know it's a non-title or it's like a house show, whatever. RGX has been on a tear, and he's been going after faction guys. Which almost makes me think taking it on a loner like Bane kind of caught him off guard, right? Like, that's I like it. I like Bane getting that win. Doesn't hurt RGX. I feel again, it's on a house show, so it doesn't affect anyway. But in that way, but a very, very cool win to see for Bane. Doesn't hurt RGX in the long term. Just means someone else is kind of in the hunt, which more the merrier. I feel I like that a lot. So same with Ray Wrestle and Josh Gionio. 1 point, 26-25. Let's lump it in. Chef Urban and Ash, 33-31. Very close matches. These two. These 4 points also. All these matches are very, very close. So it's very competitive in this string of things. Again, house show, I know, but it's a matter of momentum. Let's see what they can do. Let's see when it matters what can happen. So I like to see these kind of things happen and this stuff play out. I know James Costner destroyed Danny Delight Jordison. I know it's 35-29, but Costner's on a mission. Again, more on that in the write-up when we get there. But that one, and Red defeating Matt Zion 26-21. That was close. Red was scared because Matt was looking pretty good with his picks early on, the way he picks them. So it's like, oh no.
Right.
But yeah, it turned out good for both those two. And yeah, I've got a vested interest in both those parties. So good to see momentum on both sides. I want my opponent strong, and of course, Red's got to be there as well on my side. It's all good. We got Papa Snooch beating the Alpha Dog 13-7, Wookie beating 3J Platinum 18-16, and Dion Blade beating Buck N5 31-14. 31. That's a good score. That's a damn good score, especially since Dion Blade won his first match. I think he lost the prior match, but this is his first win. So very, very good showing there. Like I think that's what it is. He might. Is it? Did it say here? No, newcomer Dion Blade got the win. Yeah, it might. I forget. I'm not sure what exactly it was. I'm part of the creative on this stuff, but it does kind of blur a little bit. And considering on the podcast, I get names mixed up sometimes of our own castmates. It happens. It happens. Bear me, but the write-up started with Buck N5 and Dion Blade, and Blade even saying you'll never see what Blade does next. The reason I'm mentioning that, and the reason I'm even diving a little deeper into the write-up here than normal, is because a lot of story stuff happened. I will say, please go check out our results. They're in the Discord under results. You can see what was written by myself, CT, and I almost said Bear Me. See, I do it still. And Red. And we've got CT. I'll give super extra special credit because he structured a lot of this, because we actually wrote a bunch of stuff, obviously out of order, but with seeded things to happen at certain points during the night to have impact and to flow. So one thing leads to the next. Might not have been written that way, and maybe some editing. Like I should put more forethought into it. I think when I realize, that one's immediately after, and when I notice it, I do. So CT killed it with this because we basically had ideas from like 3 weeks ago. It can start with that and then go to this and then go to there. He puts it together, and quite literal too. He and Red build this page. I've never seen how this gets structured, so it's awesome stuff they did. I want to give that shout out to them because they deserve that. And give GMSG credit, too, because he does all the stats afterwards and the profiles. That's all him, so check that stuff out, too. But, back to this. Like I said, that started with Dion Blade. That matters to me specifically anyway, but we'll get there. We've got Red going through and Costner. I even said they're in the same section here where they destroyed people. I did take Arstella out purposefully. Sorry, not sorry. He's out. He's gone. Goodbye. It's time. He's out. He's out. I took his knee out. Which makes me realize, BeerMe, this is funny that we're doing this and I'm kind of realizing this live. We didn't do a Trenches for Crown Jewel recap. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Let's keep going.
No, did we?
No, we didn't.
No,
we did it before. And then Thursday happened. And then we did the podcast. And then
wow,
this happened. This might be
we're terrible hosts.
My favorite Trenches because we're 21 minutes in and we just realized we forgot about Crown Jewel's recap.
Well, it's on such a weird day.
It is because normally we're recording Trenches by now, but we recorded it early. So we'll come back to that.
We're gonna do it. Are we gonna do it live?
We're gonna do it live. We'll go back to it. We'll figure it out. But going through here. We've got, man, we got a new champion. Okay, we'll come back to it. It's funny. Anyway, the main show opened, and Costner was hijacking the show. And again, a case of Costner and I talking and working stuff out for what the promo could be and where we want to go with it, and both having our stuff. I legitimately didn't know who the people would be for full clarity here. It was a surprise. It's more fun that way. But Ralintendo and Nerd and the Strays happened. McKennedy dropped Ralintendo. And Honor Club got involved, and looks like Mr. Mask has his teammates, which if you see his promo references that. So Survivor Series for that squad is getting very dangerous because, McKennedy is the champion of the hardcore stuff, so that's very, very violent. We've got McKennedy and the Midnight Rider. Speaking of, he continued right in here, and as that ended, Urban attacked the Rider. Why? We'll get there. That's part of this, part of the thing, part of what's going on, part of the craziness. We've got the new hardcore heathen, Jason Blades. I love that name. Taking out Cam. Got very violent, as mentioned. Smooth Rock and GMSG. Go read the match. I'll say right now, I got an idea in my head about how much Smooth Rock wanted to tell people he was the Canadian champion, and that structured the entire match in my brain. By the way, a Crown Jewel, Smooth Rock became the Canadian champion. Or no, it was before that. I'll already forget. We'll get there. This is a horrible Trenches, which means it's the best Trenches.
It's amazing. Yeah.
It's fantastic. We'll get there. Anyway, Smooth Rock's Canadian champion. And, yeah. Then backstage, Red is talking with people and is upset looking for Costner and Urban after the attacks and threats on Infinity. And then Dion Blade attacked. The new guy, never saw it coming. And yeah, is Dion Blade going to be part of Survivor Series? What's going on? Oh, look, now it's my match. You see where this is going. Escobar and I, we'd wanted this match forever. We were very excited for this match because the storyline since like the Rumble, I love the idea of him being like the guy going after the cheap shot and me being the technician. He specifically wants to still take my leg out, and I know that, and that's why he wants to. There's a cool, like, one-upsmanship and gamesmanship. But then, once he did, he's going in the grapple, well, he's going where I want him. So the story went from there. And then, however the win happens for either side, which is whatever was what it was. And then Costner came out with Urban and Blade. See? Storytelling. And it got violent, it got bad, and then, hey, BeerMe. You and GMSG came to help out. It was great. So, yeah, we've got a full Survivor Series match now. We've got 5-on-5 striving to survive. That sounds like a promo I might do for a video in a bit. That could be fun. But yeah, we've got a full one there. And then Bash and a Mystery Mask. Oh, look, another thing with Survivor Series, the Mystery Mask. It's going to be nuts. And then Strays and Death Money Inc. You did talk about this one a little bit with Tino and the creatures. Do you want to elaborate more on that one so I don't hog the whole recap here?
Oh, yeah, we're going to get the triple threat War Games match. It's going to be pretty dope.
Yeah. Yeah. We don't know when.
Creatures aren't done. The creatures aren't done. They're back.
But there's apparently not even going to be a takeover War Games. We don't know what they're going to do. So that will be interesting. No idea how that's going to go. Very intrigued. Very curious. But, oh, look. I just loaded Crown Jewel results. Crown Jewel, here we go. Bear me. Somehow, that was only 20 minutes, by the way. When we realized, it seemed like it was quick. We're at 25. We're not going to go into as much detail on this one, but we are, because this show mattered. This is a main show. I feel horrible. How the hell did we do that? It was 10 a.m., and then the other one was 10 p.m., and we put in the wrong order. I say we. I did it. Right. Continental Tag Team Championship. La Familia versus Simple Creatures. You'll notice Death Money Inc. is not included in that. What happened here is they no-showed. Neither of them put their picks in. We did know it was a weird time. We were hoping that they would not. It unfortunately happened. I think my computer made a ding noise because my OneDrive is full. This is great. This show is fantastic, Bear Me. This is the best.
It is.
La Familia, 88-87, beating the Simple Creatures. Let's break that down. Simple Creatures had a 10-point deficit on Chappers specifically because he missed the last title defense. So their score should actually be 97. Because of that point deficit, La Familia beat him by 1. And got the tag titles. And also, because Death Money Inc. wasn't even there, it was team on team. And they won. Now, I don't want to say there's an asterisk on it, because there isn't. Technically, they beat the team. He was injured. The Strays were involved with DMI and taking things out. The tag division is nuts. And we have new champions. I gotta think that La Familia are going to want to be able to see if they can beat him straight up without that deficit. Because in storyline-wise, Chapper's knee was hurt, so can he beat him without his knee? That kind of thing. It's that kind of injury, whatever. Can he win on a fresh Chappers? But also, doesn't matter how you got it, you got it. I was Road Warrior champion for 5 days. Doesn't matter, I had it. So I understand what La Familia is feeling here in that sense, where they've got the gold. But I want to see a rematch. I want to see a rematch on that. I'm not sure who's next. Honestly, is it a Simple Creatures rematch? Is it DMI getting their shot? I don't believe so, because they no-showed a main show. I know they've had it hard since SummerSlam and Money in the Bank with this, getting that fair one-on-one, team-on-team title shot. And then they had it in their hand with the silver platter of the deficit, and they no-showed, and it sucks. I get it, though. Stuff happens. 10 a.m. It's of all the shows, it's that one. But I can definitely see them getting back in line, but it's going to be a bit before they even have a chance to, with Survivor Series and probably day 1 in January being the next main shows, because there's apparently not going to be a TLC. So we'll see. We'll see what happens there. Are you surprised that La Familia won by a point even with the -10? Did you think it would be bigger?
I thought it would.
Yeah.
I honestly did. Creatures, yeah, dude, they're the best. And
they're that good. One bonus question off, and they still would have won with a -10.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And Crown Jewel was a bit of a weird one. A lot of it was straightforward, but some stuff was oh, okay. So it was a bit of a wonky one when there's 9 matches, I think. There's a lot of room for error, and that's all it took. 1 point. Actually, if it was 1 point different, it would have been a tie, and they would have retained. No contest. So that's all it takes. A win's a win, and they got it. Speaking of, 4 corners. It's the word's missing. 4 corners. Saudi strap match, or Saudi 4 corner strap match. FPL American Championship. This is what made me think in my brain about McKennedy getting a successful defense. He won 4-3, and that's why I realized we didn't even talk about it yet. But yes, McKennedy, you did turn back RGX, and that is, of course, two in a row. But he finally got it. RGX got his shot, and he beat him. That's like that asterisk I talked about before. He won the triple threat, but it was no kind of blah, blah, blah. He beat him fair and square here, and it was violent. Writing a strap match is crazy. that was a lot of fun, that one. But I like that match a lot. I like McKennedy getting that win, and I like that Jace is on his crusade. I like that others are trying to get in the hardcore situation to get contenders. It's a very fun division to see what comes from that, so I'm looking forward to seeing who's next. But he's got Survivor Series stuff coming up, so a lot can hash out from that. I know, like you, though, we're a bit biased. We're bummed RGX didn't get it. No knock on you, McKennedy, but, I mean, we were hoping. We were hoping, right?
Yeah. Hey, I mean, Jace is trying to bring it home to America, so, he likes to call himself the villain, but maybe he's the hero we need.
I mean, you can have it. Canada doesn't want it. We got our own pure title. Next up,
right.
the world champion. All right. The world champion, Bastion, defeated CT, Jonathan CT Martin, 51-48. It was close. It was very close. And I'm kind of impressed that he won it, but it's Bastion. Of course he did. Right?
That's what he does. Yeah. I mean, yeah, CT put up a hell of a fight, but yeah. We're going to see who really... I mean, I don't know. Whoever's going to be bad, because eventually somebody will beat him for the world title, I would assume.
Yeah.
Who knows who it'll be? It'll probably be Hawk. Probably cash in.
Well,
but,
yeah.
Bash will turn away everybody else.
I mean, dude, he could be like the creatures and still win with the deficit damn near, right? Like,
it's true.
It almost happened, so yeah. That said, I'm going to scroll. Where's Hawk? Did he have a singles match? I honestly forget. I'm cheating. He had a score of 40. So if Hawk cashed in, he would have had a score of 50 and would have lost to Bastion's 51. So there you go. If he cashed in at Crown Jewel, he would have lost because of that. So yeah, it's risky. It's risky. Next, though, let's move on to match of the night. Not the match of the night, but the team. Myself and Red beating CM Carlito and Wookie. Yes, we had Wesley Black and James Shadow, and I believe they no-showed. We put that into the storyline about my attacking Orstella and them not wanting to be there, and they were attacking from the crowd. But Wookie and Carlito, it was touch and go there for a while. It was real scary that they were going to beat us. And I was scared. But we pulled it out. We got a win on a main show as a team. I know Red and I are potentially looking at teaming more regularly, which is terrifying considering the state of the tag division. But you got to start somewhere, and we got to win on a main show against a team. We'll start there. Not to knock them, but it's early, right? So we'll see how this goes. Smooth Rock. Hey, remember when I said he won the Canadian title? It wasn't here. He already had it. We talked about that last time. That's how this Trenches is. Smooth Rock beat Luke Gray, 47-39, non-title match, because he already had it. This is going to be... CT's probably laughing his ass off watching this. His favorite Trenches is still me when I was loopy after my second vaccine. This one's on par, because I'm not loopy. I'm just... Well, I am. It's a thing. That match, plus the next one, we'll just talk about it real quick. The Must See Good Guys, that's you and GMSG, defeated the Strays, Sheriff Dog and Michael Marsh, 103-88. See, that's tag team scores. That's what I was talking about.
Yeah.
That is a main show tag win. Oh, look at that. The Good Guys won, and so did Match of the Night. Crap. Stay out of the division, damn it. No, I don't want that. But a good win. Smooth Rock obviously getting a main show win after his title win. Very, very good to see. Against Luke as well, the perennial #1 almost contender. Very, very good showing from both, not going to lie there. The Must See Good Guys beating the Strays. It's a tag loss for the Strays on the main show, but then they rebounded and destroyed on Bound for Glory. Again, like I said, it's a house show, but goddamn, they did good. Storyline-wise, it works well. James Costner beat Ash 49-41. Huge win for Costner. Like I've always said, he's awesome. He will do very well. And Ash just can't get that footing back. He has not been able to really recover since like Mania, it feels like. It's been a while. So I'm very, very intrigued to see where he can turn that around. It's got to happen eventually. Just like the Strays. Harper and Rock beat Urban and Mad Elite 95-90. So kind of a one-off for Urban and Mad Elite to see where it would go there. 90 is a good score. That, honestly, it would have beaten the Strays by 2 points. So that's all it takes. But the other Strays beat them 95. So I call them the other Strays, and I hate that because it's a team of 4. But one team got toward the tag titles, so I call them the Strays. The other ones are the other Strays. But wins like this get the other Strays, you know, the secondary Strays, the other of the 4 Strays, we'll call them that, toward the titles. So I do, like you said before, I kind of like the idea of both Strays in contention, eventually making it to a contenders match between them, or even the titles. Like, I don't know how to go about that, but I like that problem. That's a neat, fun thing to deal with that we've never really had in all our years with the JRPL. That's never really come up, as far as I know. As far as for a stable that has teams of that caliber within it. And there's only the 4 of them, so very intrigued to see what happens there. Now, speaking of masked people, we talked about them earlier. Cam and Mystery Mask. Cam beat Mystery Mask 47-43. Mystery Mask with a good showing on this one, but Cam's a veteran. We talked about that in the pre-show going into it. Very good win for him. Not surprised, but Mystery Mask needs these wins, but he's got a Survivor Series team. That could be all that he's really looking forward towards, right?
Yeah. Really can be.
Next up, we've got hardcore match. Jason Blades beating Kurt Cult. Uh-oh, here we go again. He won a hardcore match. Again, that's 2 in a row at least on this kind of like Thursday, Saturday weekend set. So Jace is tearing it up quite literally. Very happy to see that. Kurt Cult, I mean, it's 27 versus 44, not great, but hardcore, that happens. But looking forward to see that turnaround from him eventually. It's got to happen. Like, what if he wins the Rumble? That's the kind of thing that could happen, right? Like,
yeah, it really could.
Like, that is, and I love that fact. So I'm looking forward to seeing what happens there. I'd love to see that happen. Like, that's the kind of thing that I want from Kurt Cult, because I want everybody to do well. Roman Pierce beat Rate Wrestle 53-42. Josh Dionio beat the Gaffer 51-45. So you lost to him, but he beat him. Maybe you guys got a rematch. I don't know. Maybe. Let's see. CJ Hawk beat Payne. That's some storytelling. The Money in the Bank beat the number 1 contender who didn't win the belt. Payne's been kind of floundering a bit, but I mean, JJ Rocky in that same breath losing to Ralentendo 51-47. Good score by JJ, but Ralentendo is no joke. And really, neither is CJ Hawk, neither is Payne. So it's JJ's going to rebound. Hawk is doing great. Payne is close, and Ralentendo's killing it. And actually, let's scroll down real quick. So is Broken Nerd. He beat Danny DeLay Jordison 46-45. 1 point, doesn't matter. Nerd got the win. I say that. Very close loss. Good showing by Jordison. We do factor that in. Quality of wins. How close is it? He did well. I know it's a loss, but we're not going to be like, bottom of the line. It's right. We know what's what. So, Monkey Bong beat Kier 1 45-43. Skylar Cross beat Casey Warden 38-18. Cammy Cat beat Matt Zion 39-31. Macho Mendoza beat Killmonger 37-34. Junction beat Ace High 35-30. Papa Snooch beat Buck N5 39-18. And 3J Platinum beat Dion Blade. See, I told you he had a match prior. 43-31. Now, I kind of blew through those, and you notice a few names that weren't on Bound for Glory. Some people just don't do Impact. And that's why those ones are house shows. Everybody pretty much comes to these ones, so they're the main shows. That's the mentality there. And again, I mentioned it. The write-ups are by myself, CT, and Red. The structuring of this is by CT. Red does the early stuff, and it all goes in. Please check this stuff out. I'm clearly getting talked out, so I'm not going to go through this one in as much detail. Please go read the write-up. We did churn this one out fast because it was Thursday afternoon, and we had a show on Saturday. So we turned this one around very quick. Very proud of it. Very, very fun with all the stuff. I saw there was an RKO in there. It's a hell of a lot of fun. Super goofy stuff, I know, with myself and Red versus CM Carlito and Wookie, which I had to scrap all my ideas and go with a different pairing. But I always wanted to face Wookie, because, we've been big fans of Wookie. Like the Kane, the monster. So it's like, how do I write a match with that? Yeah, let's go. I love that challenge. So that's a lot of fun. And just everything was crazy. Everything was nuts. It was a very violent, fun show. And yeah, I'm kind of almost glad we did that one last because, oops. So what's your thoughts on Crown Jewel now that I can actually ask you properly?
I thought it was a hell of a show. It was so good that we forgot about it.
I was going to say that. Yeah, we, oops. Yeah. I'm going to put the header in backwards. Be like, wait. But normally, we would end this by leading towards the next shows. And we're going to do that, but it's going to be a little different. Because we're not going to announce the match here on Trenches. No, in the Trenches is where we're going to tell you where you're going to see the match announcement. If you follow us on Twitter, Frontline League, you will be able to see, posted there, is by Red, to see what else we do. Red will be posting on our FPL Twitter, Frontline League, the main event of Full Gear this weekend. So this is recorded Friday night. At some point on Saturday or Sunday, I'm actually not sure which, so keep an eye out for it. It'll be there. So you'll see what the main event of FPL Full Gear is. That is the AEW house show, as we consider it, on Saturday, November 13th, which is in 2 weeks and a day. So that'll be a lot of fun. That one should be very, very interesting to see that match. I particularly am very excited by it because it's a ridiculous match. That's all I will say. Not for stipulation, but for participants. I will leave it at that. So keep an eye out for that this coming weekend, BeerMe. What kind of match do you think it is? Who do you think is involved in it? Any ideas? Because BeerMe legitimately does not know what it is. He's not on creative, so he doesn't know what this match is. But what do you think? Who would you like to see in the main event of Full Gear?
Man, I'm honestly drawing a blank. I honestly have no idea.
Cool. That's perfect. That's actually that's a good answer because I don't think anybody's going to be able to predict it. And that's a hell of a lot of fun. That's what we can do with these house shows. We can have some fun stuff. So I look forward to that. So, BeerMe, at the 40-minute mark and rambling backwards out of both shows, I think we'll call it there because I'm ridiculously tired now after that. And oops, but it was fun.
It was.
Anything else you want to say to everybody about this stuff? I don't even know what to say with that. For the shows we had are coming up or Survivor Series. I mean, you're on a team now. We know what's what. So
yeah. Hopefully we'll have the antidote for the antidote, you know?
Yes, I hope so. The fun thing that I realized that I messaged GMSG about is I've never won a single match that he's been involved in. And the one match that we were teamed on was a Survivor Series.
Well, we're going to right the wrongs of that.
Okay, there you go. That's the positivity I need. So we'll leave it at that. Thank you, everybody, for checking this out on this weird hour Friday night, Saturday morning, whenever you're seeing it. Keep an eye out on our Twitter, Frontline League, on Twitter. And again, like, favorite, subscribe on this YouTube channel. Follow along. Read the results. Reading them in order is probably better, but you do you. It's fine. You can go back. We got a year's archive worth. It's all fun. It's all good. Thanks again, everybody. Have a good night.